Good morning, happy birthday, even if it's not your real birthday today, because welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. I know, I just realised this morning, I was thinking to myself, happy birthday, welcome to the first day of, no, happy birthday, even if it's not your real birthday. Because every day is your birthday if you choose to celebrate life. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. There you go. Kind of works better that way around, don't you think? Let me know in the comments below, that'd be fantastic. Let me know where you're watching from, give me a hashtag replay if you're replaying, and that noise touching my nose thing. It's an annoying habit I have, I need to stop doing that. Anyway, so yeah, happy birthday to you. It is the first day of the rest of your life, and why wouldn't you want to celebrate life when life is so wonderful? You're sitting here, you're watching me, you are breathing, you woke up alive today. You are not one of the hundreds of thousands of people who woke up dead this morning, or didn't wake up dead this morning. Interesting way of saying it, woke up dead. Yeah, it doesn't really work, does it? Anyway, sorry to make light of these things, but yesterday we did celebrate the wonderful Dilys Price. And I'm going to say good morning to Varya, my friend in Russia, who I had a brief conversation with before I set up here today. And she said she'd watch later, so hi, hope you're enjoying this. Cool, right, so we're going to talk today about how is your right elbow? How is it right now? How is your left foot? How is your right big toe? We'll talk about that in a moment. But first of all, happy birthday to the people whose real birthday it is. Happy birthday to Maria Kalikas, who I believe is a Greek originally, American. Kevin Ford, who I met on a cruise in the Caribbean, another one of those group of Caribbean cruise people I met. Olivia Holden, I haven't seen you for ages, Olivia. I hope you're well. I think you're a lawyer, solicitor, I think, who I met when I was writing my book, and I never did finish that book. You remember that book I was talking about when we were sat in the pub in Tivoli? And I was going to launch that, and I never did. Anyway, who's that? Is that Matt? Is that Matt commenting? Hello, Matt, if you're watching. Can't tell from the photograph; it's hidden at the moment. Gemma Rosal, who helped me run the Grow charity I ran in 2011, and I saw Stephen Lane, who was also involved in the Grow charity in 2010, 2011, that sort of area of time. Hope you're well and all doing well, and I hope you're having your lovely birthday today, everybody. Happy birthday to you! Right. We're going to blow out the candles on our cakes and their cakes, and wish everybody a happy birthday. It's the one thing you're going to get done today. Breathing 5 through your nose. Put your hand on your heart. Light your candles while you're holding your breath. And then blow out those candles. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, Matt, if it is you watching there. Matt watching? I can't see who that is. Can't see who that is. Can't tell who that is. Hello, anyway, whoever you are. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later when it says who's watching. Anyway, cool. So, how is your right elbow? How's your elbow now, by the way? Did you forget about it while we were doing that thing? Did you think, oh, did you remember to focus on your right toe while we were talking about that as well? Or did you forget to do that as well? Oh, yes, you did. Because you didn't focus on that, did you? What you were focusing on was me, and you were focusing on the breath work, and you were focusing on your fingers if you were doing the breath. Or you were focusing on me doing this stupid thing with my fingers, and what's going on there? And your attention was completely off your elbow, or your right toe, or your left foot. Because your attention was taken somewhere else. You weren't being mindful of those things. You weren't focusing on those things. Something my grandfather used to say to me as a child. Actually, no, I'm not sure he ever did it to me, but one grandfather used to say, you make your own heaven and hell. That was my Dutch grandfather, Opa, who used to say, you make your own heaven or hell on earth. You choose. Which do you want? Do you want heaven or do you want hell? It's up to you. You decide what thoughts you're going to have in your head, which thoughts you're going to focus on, and therefore what you're going to get out of life. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in a moment as well. But my other grandfather did this thing. I'm not sure he ever did it to me. I think it was my dad who used to do it too. If you were sore, he would like stamp on your toe, stamp on your foot, and you go, oh, but my finger hurts. My finger hurts. And stamp on your toe. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Because you're now no longer thinking about your finger that hurts, and that's only a temporary pain, but you're taken away from there. But and the other way of looking at it, Trish, good morning, Trish. So when a child, if you've got children, by the way, here's a really good tip for you. Not that, don't do that. But if they fall over and they've hurt their knee, for example, they've hurt their left knee, let's just say, for example, their left knee, they've hurt over there, it's a bit sore, and they go, oh, I hurt my knee. And they go, oh, that's really bad. But how's your right elbow? And then you get their child to pay their attention to their right elbow instead of their left knee. You move the attention away from the pain and to, no, I think my right elbow's okay. Okay, that's all right then, everything's going to be fine. And the child most of the time will stop thinking about the pain on their knee because they'll focus over here. They'll just, the elbow, I don't know what's going on. My elbow's fine, no, it's all right. Sorry, what's going on there? Why are you asking me about my elbow? And just distract them. Distraction techniques. It can work in lots of other ways as well, by the way. If you've ever brought up children, I did for a brief moment of time. So yes, I did look after a child from 0. Yes, I did all the babies, the changings. I did all the nighttime feeds and stuff. And good morning, sir. That's the little doggy's just coming to. Hello, dog. I'm sure there's an owner around somewhere. There's an owner. Good morning. So yeah, yes. So I then all the way up to the age of about 3 or 4, I think it was, and then his mum and me broke up. It wasn't my child. I was there at the birth, though. I did cut the cord, did all that stuff, supported her through the whole pregnancy and stuff. But yeah, it just didn't work out. Yeah, so I had all that experience anyway, that moment of a child's life. So I did have some experience of looking after a child. Anyway, completely off topic. Doesn't really matter. Things I was going to talk about. I've got so much to talk about and I've almost got no time left because I've talked about focusing on your elbow. But we have an ability to focus where we want to focus. So when we're out in the woods, here you go. Back in the days when we used to hunt, it's why we're designed, well, men specifically are designed to be hunters, be very unidirectional, very focused on one thing. They will focus their mind on one thing. The hunt, we're only focused on the one hunt. We're looking where we're looking. We're not paying attention to what's going on around us. This is what's happening around us is not our intention. Our intention is one straight in front of us, and that's what we're focusing on in our lives. Women, on the other hand, traditionally, from millions of years of evolution, very much more aware of everything that's going on around them because they're camp-based. They're looking around for dangers and the children, what's going on with the children, all sorts of. Typically, I mean, I'm not being sexist here. This is just evolution. Typically, women will have, and it'll be built into our brains. It's built into our unconscious brains. This is just part of our kind of DNA, if you like, the way that we are wired. It is changing, but society is changing so much faster than evolution could ever catch up. And so those evolutionary traits are still going to exist for a long time yet before we can rewire our brains completely to think completely differently. We are doing it a lot faster, which is why when the benefits of neuroplasticity, we've recognised now that we can rewire our brains quite quickly and quite effectively. But there are still those sort of biological inbuilt kind of things that we still tend to override our conscious thoughts. So this is what I'm getting onto. So your conscious thoughts, remember I've talked before about we have unconscious thoughts, we have subconscious thoughts, and then we have conscious thoughts. So the unconscious thoughts is this kind of like just again general feeling, this sort of knowing kind of stuff. Very hard to break those things down. You have to do some real deep work to get into that. The subconscious thoughts are just habits. They're things that we've done on a regular basis, things we've done over and over and over again, rules that people have told us about. We go, oh, this is just the way it is, and all that kind of stuff. And we can break those down by paying attention to those really quite easily. They're just habits. They're just things that we've done on a regular basis. We're used to doing them. Which sock do we put on first in the morning? If you've ever done that thing, take that out. When you put your trousers on, which leg do you put in first? You put your left leg or right leg in first? When you go upstairs, which foot do you step first with? When you cross your arms, which hand is on top? Can you cross your arms so that the other hand is on top? When you bring your hands apart like this, spread your hands like this, and then bring them together like this, which thumb is on top? Is it your left thumb or is it your right thumb? Can you do it the other way around? It's quite difficult to do the wrong way around. You can see those sort of unconscious things that are sort of inbuilt, taking over those thoughts. But when we focus on something, when we actually decide and choose to focus on something, where are we aiming our spear? Which animal are we aiming our spear at? We can make changes. We can make adjustments, and we can override that autopilot that we're on all day long. Because we repeat what we know, we repeat what we're used to, we repeat the comfort zone that we're stuck in. These are all things that we can do, but we can step out of the comfort zone. We can change those thoughts and actions and emotional experiences and stuff. If we're repeating those feelings, you've seen me go through this over the last few weeks, trying to work out this rejection sensitive dysmorphia thing that I've discovered recently, that I've got, and I'm trying to overcome that now. And I've got a lot of people just saying, oh, feel the fear and do it anyway. But it's not quite as simple as that. You have to do the process. You have to focus. You have to be aware of the thoughts, and then once you become aware of the thoughts, you can then start changing the thoughts. But it's a pattern. In order to become ace, I've talked about this before, A, C, E, no, A, C, E. In order to become ace, you have to become aware of the thoughts that are going on in his head, which are leading to the feelings that you'll get, which is giving you emotions, which is then giving you actions, and then the actions are then producing results, which are then giving you thoughts and feelings, and it becomes a feedback loop. So, like I said before, I had a phobia of talking to women in social situations. If I have that fear and I go and try and talk to a girl in a social situation and I have that fear, she's going to pick up on that, she's going to reject me. That's going to prove to me that I can't talk to girls in social situations. It's going to feedback loop, and I'm going to get even more scared the next time. So the next time I go to a girl, I'm going to be even more scared than I was the last time. And it just becomes a feedback loop. You have to break that cycle. And the way I did that in London was to... I went on a course, and the first thing was to go up to random women in the street, compliment them on something, and walk away. Effectively run away, really, but walk away, and see what happens. So you compliment them on their hair or their boots or their actually not the hair. Well, yeah, usually it's something they've chosen. It's the idea. Pick something they've chosen. Say, oh, I really like your boots. That's I really like your coat, or I really like your dress you're wearing, or something. And then run away, and then try and make it into two, and so you add something. So you say, I really like the dress, and actually the boots are really nice too. I just noticed those the first time too. Two compliments and run away. And then try and sort of say, oh, it'd be nice to, if the conversation's going well, then ask for maybe it's nice to meet up for coffee later. My friends and I are going the other way, so you make it less confrontational. So you're walking that way, and you stop them. You're going that way, so there's no I'm going to follow you, I'm going to stalk you, any of that stuff. But it becomes a process, and eventually you learn, you take a step, tiny steps, baby steps, prove to yourself you can do it, and then you get more and more comfortable. Like you get your comfort zone, you move into your comfort zone, you take a little step, and so forth. So you become aware first of all, then you start making different choices, and then you put an effort over time to rewire your brain, use that neuroplasticity to rewire your brain to think differently, to act differently, to get different results, and then it becomes a feedback loop, positively instead of negatively. And this is what, when I'm helping people with antidepressant, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. You've got negative thoughts that are dragging you down. You're thinking about all the bad things that happen. You need to start thinking about the positive things. Notice the good stuff that's happening in your life. Bring it up. Start climbing that ladder. Tiny steps, not big steps. Imagine a ladder with big gaps in it. You couldn't climb that ladder. Ladder with tiny little gaps in it. As long as you've got big enough to put your feet into it, it's much easier to get up that ladder. So just pay less attention to the negatives and the old stories, the old narratives. Pay more attention to the positives and the things you want to, the things that are moving you forward and moving you forward in the way you want to. And as a lady on one of the videos I saw this morning said, it's a mindfulness muscle. I love that concept. It's a mindfulness muscle, which is really, really weak for most people because they've done this automatic pilot thing their whole lives, and they haven't been mindful. They haven't tried to change the way they are, the way they think, the way they act, because they were programmed as children, and they had all these experiences, and then as they become adults, they're saying, oh, I don't really like the way I act to that, but they don't know how to change it. It's that mindfulness muscle. Mindfulness muscle. I love the mindfulness muscle concept. But you have to train it. You have to do like the gym. Like my friend Anna was saying to me the other day, have you got abs underneath? I was like, yes, I have got abs underneath there. There's a bit of a layer of wobbly stuff on the outside, but because I've been doing sit-ups every day for a year, I now have abs, and I can feel them. I can literally feel the six-pack underneath the slightly wobbly outside layer. So I just need to lose a little bit more of that fat, and those muscles will start coming through. I mean, it's getting there, but it takes time. It takes an effort. It's not an immediate thing. You don't get abs straight away. You have to do the work. You have to put the effort over time. Anyway, there you go. I had another topic I was going to do, which I'm going to just do in like 30 seconds here. If you're afraid of something, you can have like a fear level of 100, but sometimes there's a regret level, and the regret level is 1, but that one regret doubles every day. So it's a little bit like compounding the interest, and eventually that regret becomes much bigger than the fear initially. And you need to balance those two things to be able to get yourself over the fear of the thing that you want to do now, in order to make sure that you don't regret it later, because it's hard to see the regret when you're here. You've got the fear levels massive, and your regret level is like, I don't really care if I don't do this right now. But then later on, it's actually the fear doesn't go down. The fear will go down with repetition and effort over time, but the regret can go up and up and up. I wish I'd done that thing years ago. I wish I'd taken that job. Wish I'd taken that job with Pixar in 1992, for example, for me. I didn't know it was Pixar. I didn't know that was what the job. It was just a couple of guys I was talking to about producing three-dimensional graphics, because it was what I did at university. Anyway, so have a think about how's your right elbow as you go through today. Be aware of the thoughts that are going on inside your head. How are you thinking? What's holding you back? What can you focus on in the future? How can you become aware, make different choices, and putting effort over time to change your processes. Right, that's all from me. Hopefully I've done it under 15 minutes. Please, 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 please. I hate editing them for Instagram. Take care of yourself. Send love out into the world. Mwah. Have a lovely Friday, and I will see you tomorrow, hopefully with a coffee at Rave. Yeah, that'd be lovely. Bye for now. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.